Sights, sounds, and smells. Some of our childhood, some of just growing up. Fresh cut grass. Nice beer opening up. You hear this one? Ooh, crack of the bat. Hot dogs! Today, we're going to talk about America's pastime. Baseball. Join us.
So I'm Dan.
And I'm Nick, folks.
We're old friends dissecting one topic at a time. People, technology, media, we've got it all covered.
Each discussion here is a deep dive into our unique perspective. Taboo, forbidden subjects, they're all on the chopping block, baby. We don't pander to popular opinion. We might even get a little bit dirty.
Warning, this podcast may contain mature language and sexual content and is for infotainment purposes only.
So join us. Have a good time.
Open up your ear holes, because we're going to fondle your follicles. Welcome.
Hey,
I'm Dan.
I'm Nick.
And this is Nick.
That's Dan.
Oh, great. We
Well, are the Unbanners.
certainly are. This is about as exciting as a baseball game.
So far, so good. So we're going to talk about baseball today.
America's pastime?
Baseball.
Yeah.
Sport. You hit the ball?
Uh-huh.
I've restarted my computer so many times tonight, I lost the page that had
That's
baseball
great.
on Wikipedia.
Baseball is a bat and ball game played between two opposing teams who take turns batting and fielding. The game proceeds when a player on the fielding team, called the pitcher, throws a ball which a player on the batting team tries to hit with a bat.
Holy crap, when you explain it, it sounds so much even more exciting.
Wow. That's amazing.
Did you know Canada had baseball league before us?
They did.
1877.
Wow. I thought this was a Native American game or something.
No, history of baseball, origins, North America, rounders in Great Britain. French, 1344, talked about a game called Le Soule, which was sort of like baseball. There was a bat and a ball. You would hit it, but none of the other rules were kind of the same.
I assume it's British since cricket exists in India, and that has to be... That's just so British.
I'm a liar. 1856, the New York metropolitan area started doing a national pastime, a national game. A year later, 16 area clubs. That's pretty cool. The NABBP, the National Association of Baseball Players. Whoa!
So 1844 is...
You'll get all sorts of different dates.
Cricket
Look it up.
in Southeast England. Which
Interesting.
Very similar to baseball. Kind of.
It kind of is. So it started up a long time ago, and it's still going strong.
So let's talk about American cricket. Baseball.
Is that what it's referred to as?
I have no idea. I don't know people that.
I thought you found someone who called it that. So, what's cool about baseball, though, is like the gear. I mean, just getting into it. I mean, the glove.
You get the glove. You oil it up. You put it in the oven. Loosen it. It is personal to you.
We put ours in a microwave to try and...
You microwave your gloves?
Yeah, it got all brittly and pieces of it fell off. I think it didn't work out the way it should have.
Huh. So, is that the same glove that you put in the microwave?
No, it's not. This one's actually my dad's glove. One of his old softball gloves.
Huh.
This is a softball, by the way, not a baseball. Softball.
Yeah. I don't know that I have a baseball up here.
Do you have a baseball glove?
No, I don't think I do.
Weird. Do you feel weird because of that? Bringing that up?
No, I had one when I was like 10. So I played baseball. Yeah. My grandpa played baseball.
All right, so let's get into it.
Uh-huh.
If you're a guy in the United States, you probably paid like peewee baseball, right?
Yeah. What are the odds?
It's like a rite of passage. I have no idea. Now, it's probably different right now, because you can play soccer or something else. But if you were born in like the 80s or before that, 70s, there was like I would guess like an 80 to 90% chance you played baseball, like peewee ball or t-ball, one of them.
Yeah, memories of like having that giant yellow like wiffle ball bat. That's like the thing that every kid would
That's a
do.
cool bat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the go-to toy.
Has that nice dunk when you hit it. It's almost as good as kickball.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing about it is it's the first sport you're really pushed towards for whatever reason.
I didn't like it.
Before the others. No, I didn't like it either, but that's...
Let's talk about the problems with baseball.
It's Jesus Christ. You could spend the whole episode on the problems with baseball.
It's unathletic, for one. I mean, there's portions.
He's going to attack it. All right, go ahead. Attack it now, because the rest of the episode, I will not attack baseball. And I don't like it, but I won't attack.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't necessarily have to be athletic. I mean, it's a skill game, but you don't have to be like... You can be a first baseman and not be able to, like, run. Like the Babe Ruth. You would hit a home run and just, like, slog around the bases. So you don't have to be healthy
Babe Ruth
to play.
Was a pitcher?
He was?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of remember
A lot of
that.
people know that.
I remember that from all the movies. There are tons of Babe Ruth movies.
He was fat in his later years.
But he can still hit a ball.
He records... I think he's the only person who's ever been a pitcher who won a game 1-0 where he scored the only run.
I will believe you because I don't want to look that up.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot. That's the other... See, we're going to get into the cool things about baseball that you're disregarding here. Okay. And it's numbers.
That's
numbers, fine. A beautiful numbers game. But God, what do we hate about baseball? Please.
That's so slow.
Oh, it's very slow.
People don't go to a baseball game to watch the game. They go to just socialize and eat and drink.
Well,
it's like going to a giant bar.
Go. I mean, 40,000 people going. I mean, who watches any sport the whole time?
The wave. Whole stadium cheering.
I don't think anyone does the wave anymore.
No? It's not a thing?
No. I haven't seen a wave in probably 10 years.
Oh, man.
Did you like the wave?
No, it's pretty cheesy. You always have your parents be like, stand up. Like, leave me alone.
Do it. Here it comes.
I'm antisocial. Can't you tell I'm an introvert? God, why did you bring me here?
Leave me alone.
Yeah. And the
so wait,
the pants are itchy.
Talking about going to a game.
Yeah.
And the pants are itchy.
When I was a kid, that mattered to me a lot because it'd be standing around, it'd be sweaty. And like honestly, if they put you in outfield, you're just staring around and picking flowers. You're not doing jack shit.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. What positions did you play?
I played all the outfield, and I was a pitcher. It's the pitcher. I guess I liked it more than the outfield, but it was still very boring. Even though I was actively doing everything in the game, I was just like, man, this is slow.
It is a slow game. It was second baseman. I played shortstop for like a hot week. Left field, center field. I think that's it.
I don't know. I guess you have to be tall if you're going to be a first baseman, or you're just the slowest guy, right? If you're shortstop or second base, that makes you like reactionary quick, I think.
Yeah,
you're probably tall as well.
Fielder. That's the only thing in baseball.
Lanky.
I don't know if that's important, but you do have to be quick and move, and you're supposed to have some kind of situational awareness where you know if you should turn a double play, throw it home, throw it first, that kind of a thing. And the people who had a weaker arm, I believe, and I could be wrong, were more second base prone because you don't have to throw it as far. Huh. Shortstop is a longer throw to first.
Yeah.
So you have a stronger arm, you got to be a little quicker. And then third base is called the hot corner. I love how anyone who really likes baseball is watching this is like, these guys are idiots.
Yeah.
We're like just above idiots. Third base is the hot corner because when it comes off the bat, that one's like it comes off really quick. Like because it's usually
because most people are right-handed.
Batter.
Yeah.
And it's right, and it's being pulled right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing about baseball that you take for granted. Like
matchups. Statistical matchups.
Not just matchups. Matchups inside of matchups inside of matchups inside of a matchup.
Moneyball.
Okay. A little bit, yeah.
Patty gets on first. That's all that matters. He just gets on base.
Well, what I'm getting is this. There's a guy on second, 1 out. You're down 2 runs.
You bunt.
No, you're up 1 run. No. Well, maybe. And there's a right-handed pitcher pitching to a left-handed batter.
Take the pitcher.
Third baseman is supposed to do something. Like, every position has...
What's he supposed to do?
Well, if it's a right-handed pitcher pitching to a lefty, of course he's going to throw it this way, and a lefty always hits it this way, and the spin off the bat means it'll probably go this way, so you have to be on your heels, and because the guy's on second, you want to be I don't know the answer. I'm just saying there's a situational game for every at-bat that's different than almost any other at-bat. You create such a unique... whatever it is. Like, my dad would be watching the game and be like, oh, 2 guys on, lefty up. You know what that means? And I'm always like, yeah, Dad, I know what that means. And then I'm like watching, I'm like, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? But like, lefties hit the ball in a different spot than righties. And they tend to hit in a different direction than righties.
Yep.
Because of the push, pull, whatever. Whether you're late or early on a swing. Whether you want to drive it. That's why the shift is a thing. That's why you also want to play like infield in. If you're trying to catch a guy, you want to lay back a little bit. You want to concede a run. Do you want to pitch around the guy? Do you want to give him pitches that nibble around the plate, but you don't want to give him anything fastball in because that's what he likes? Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There are so many games going on that it's ridiculous. There's a list of data so high that probably kind of ultimately means nothing, but it's cool because at home you can play that game. You can play chess with everyone.
So, what makes it such a popular game today versus other sports? Like, why?
It's not. It's losing popularity pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, it is?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's like 3rd most popular sport right now.
I have to look
NFL is number 1 by a mile. NBA has eclipsed it. It's only higher than the NHL. Ratings will show it. I can tell you why.
Because it's slow.
Because it's 180 some friggin' games or whatever a year.
164? 2. 162.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I thought it was 162.
I think it was 154 at one point. And 162 at another. That's what people always argue when there's like home runs in the season. They always like, well, how many games do they play? I'd be like, well, shut up. Who cares? You have been removed from this conversation. Stand over there.
All right. So the reason we all hate it, if you're our age, you were forced to play it at age 5.
Yep.
You did peewee. I was on the Orioles. My coach was an actual asshole, like a real life asshole. I didn't know that. As a 5-year-old, I had no idea. You know what I mean? No, he was an asshole. Al Berger, and he would just play to win every game and scream at everyone.
There's no crying in baseball?
Kids in. No.
Jimmy
He was
Dugan?
like, oh, I need to win. I need to win. I need to win. And he would only play the kid who could hit. He would like substitute for a kid who could hit. Like, he would do stuff that you wouldn't do in peewee. And like, the rule was you had to let every kid play at least one position in an inning or something. There's some stupid rule. Well, he would have all the bad kids playing 1 inning or something, and then like take them out, and then like just ruthlessly try and rule the rest of the game, like not in a fun way.
Huh.
He would scream and everything. Yeah, he's a real dick.
Weird.
My dad volunteered to be first base coach. He did that on a lot of my teams.
That's where you just like thank them for getting on base. You're like, good job, bud. I don't think I've ever gotten direction.
Dude, they try and tell you. In fact, hold on. Podcast will love this. My mother, who thinks I'm the worst at sports in the world, and she may be onto something. I don't think she's accurate. In all of the 4 sports, she has a different story about me. Her baseball story is that I hit the ball and ran to third. This never happened, but she always says, and then Nikki ran to third base, and they kept saying, no, go that way. In hockey, she says I scored on my own goal, and in basketball, she says I stole the ball, dribbled it all the way down to the basket, and shot, but it was my own net. Anyway, this is my mother's story. I don't believe any of it.
My story, my true story, is that when I was a pitcher, I got distracted, and I didn't care. So when the catcher threw the ball back to me, it hit me in the thigh because I wasn't looking. And then I just walked off the field. I was like, fuck this game. As like a 10-year-old.
Did you cry?
No, I was just like, I don't want to do this.
Did you cry? Yeah, I think you cried. Sure you didn't cry?
I mean, there might have been like parents yelling at me afterwards.
Man, my man hates baseball.
I really
don't
don't.
like baseball.
It's not even like it doesn't get your heart rate up. Like you don't do anything that makes you actually lose weight. If you're trying to exercise, like you can like run out to your position, but you have to wait. Like how many balls do you think an outfielder gets? 3 a game, maybe.
A game, maybe. Oh, that's pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sprinting maybe 3 times,
Right.
and all the rest of the time you're what?
Moving a couple other times, but not.
If you actually get on base, or you can steal a base, which I don't know that I ever stole a base.
I don't know. Can't remember.
So it's losing popularity because it doesn't have that immediate gratification that we all know and enjoy. Plus, I don't think the stadiums are modern, like newer stadiums. Like, does your cell phone work? Like all those people, then data plan gets slow, and then like you can't look up your favorite memes. It's a problem. Yeah. It's a problem for today's youth.
We go to Citizens Bank Park. I just went about 2 weeks ago. It's nice. It's actually a good time. See, you're missing out on
the social aspect. You drink and talk.
A little bit.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, you crack open a few of these cold ones. You go down there. You miss an inning. Who cares? You miss half an inning. Who cares? Like it's okay to miss half the game.
It's okay to. Why not go to a bar, not watch?
No, because there's something about being the smell of the grass.
Hot dogs. There's hot dogs. Or peanuts.
Guys trying to sell cotton candy and popcorn and just it's an experience. I just brought my kid to his first game ever. I bought tickets ahead of time. 3 tickets. Me, my kid, and my dad. I paid a lot of money for those tickets because I wanted to get them like 10 rows from the field, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I figured why not late May, right? Perfect. Boom.
Did it rain?
Oh, it rained and it was 39 degrees Fahrenheit. It was the coldest day in May in recorded history in the city. And guess what? It stopped raining at 7:15. The game was supposed to start at 7, and they had 4 innings of rainy-ish, coldish baseball where the home team was losing a little bit. And my son said, before the game started, can we leave yet? And my dad said, we don't have to stay for the game because of the rain delay and everything. We can just go. And I said, good.
How much did you pay for those tickets?
Like $110.
Combined?
Yeah, for all 3.
Okay.
That's still a lot for a baseball ticket. Usually it's like $20, $30.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably closer to 120 something with fees, So.
Yeah. So other sports. Actually, yeah, that stadium is not indoors. There are indoor baseball stadiums, indoor football, ice hockey. That has an advantage. It's almost always indoors. What?
That was wild. My screen dimmed. I've never seen it time out. Anyway, sorry.
Weird. So there's I don't know. A consistency is always good too.
You're right.
What kind of positives do you have for baseball? Like, what's the biggest positive?
Oh, dude, I could do a million of them. Okay.
Hitting a ball is unique.
Oh, this sport from the sport
actually
itself,
hitting a ball
you get from the sport.
Well, either way.
Well, okay, so I'll tell you this. So I was a really good fielder.
Yep.
That's probably why, infield's like whatever. Like I quick reactions, I can move, I can grab things with my glove. I'm like really fast with the glove. I can pitch it, throw it, whatever. When it came to batting, peewee, I was not very good.
I was never good at it for some reason.
Just I wasn't good at it, but I have I did hit a couple home runs in peewee. Not a big deal, guys. I'm just saying. Mostly singles, some strikeouts, even when the dads are pitching. Yes, he moved to Little League, and they let the kids pitch. Right? Like kids like you.
Yeah.
Awful kids.
Yeah. Kids. I remember a kid pitched the ball straight up in the air, and it came down and landed on the plate. It's a strike.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not a strike. It has to be behind the plate.
It hit the plate and rolled behind it. It's a strike.
That's not a strike.
That's a strike. They
That's not a
called it a strike. The ump, who I'm sure was certified in some way, called it a strike. That's how I fucking hate baseball.
Anyway, no, I was known for taking walks or once in a while hitting a single.
You're so good at not swinging.
Yeah, really good. I was tall, so you would think I had a better strike zone, but whatever, or worse strike zone. But anyway, so I remember we were playing the Braves or something or whatever team because they had the teams, but they gave it to the whatever your local team. He threw the ball, and I remember I could see everything. Like, this is gonna sound like I'm a crazy person, but like purple highlights around everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you press on your eye and you see those purple lines.
Yeah,
or
yeah. Or
like
if you're watching like
lines.
hockey in the '90s, they had that filter over the
No,
puck.
not that. Damn thing. No, not the hotshot or whatever that was called.
Yeah, streak or something.
Anyway, I remember he threw the ball and I saw it and everything seemed weird and it was coming right at me and it hit me right in the head. Like, right. Anyway, I went out. I woke up like 10 seconds later or something, and all the parents were around me and everything. And I had to go to the ER, and they diagnosed me with my first concussion. I probably have 40 since then. Hope it doesn't show on the podcast.
40?
Probably like 8 or 4, somewhere between 4 and 8.
Yeah, I'm probably around 5 or 6.
Are you that high?
Yeah.
Hockey? All of them?
Mostly hockey. Yeah.
Oh. Geez. Anyway, when I went to play Little League for the rest of that year, every time someone pitched and I went to hit, I moved my head back and swung. It was involuntary. I couldn't not. Do you know what? I didn't hit one more ball for the rest of that year.
You get walks all the time.
I got like 2 walks and like 40 strikeouts and a couple pop-ups or something. I have no idea.
And your career was over.
Yeah, it was over. Seriously. I was done baseball. My dad was so upset because I think he wanted me to be a baseball player, and you know he loved baseball. And
there's a manly thing that happens with baseball that, like, if you are a certain age and you can't fast pitch, like you can't really throw a ball and wing it, then you're like you're girly. You throw a ball like a girl.
You throw like a girl.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
So it's weird. There's like it's one of the things that. Everyday life, like if you're not throwing a baseball, you're throwing something, but you can tell by the mechanics of the person's arm that they don't know how to throw.
You're right. It's weird when you meet a grown adult who doesn't know how to throw.
Yes. When they're struggling.
Or they just don't know how to throw. Like all of a sudden they're like, and you're
like, like a
what'd you just do? And they're like, I was throwing that in the trash. And you're like, excuse me? Yeah, do that again. You know.
Just tossing it. I'm just tossing it over there.
Put it. Tossing it over there. You're like, that's not.
Are you? And then no one will ever bring it up. I mean, they might. They might be like, you throw like a girl, if they're okay with it. But if they're not okay with it, no one ever be like, okay. Like then they'll forget. They'll never throw anything ever again.
Like the other thing about baseball, I literally never played again. You know what's crazy?
What?
Later on, I dated a girl, and my best friend Dan, not you, dated her best friend.
Uh-huh.
And I think forget what I just said. I was one of my 4 best friends from growing up. His older brother, this 10 years later, this came out.
Speed it up.
He was whatever. He used to play peewee for the same place I did.
Uh-huh.
So that's awesome.
He remembers you getting knocked out?
He was the pitcher.
Oh.
And it messed him up.
Oh no.
He
quit baseball too?
He OD'd on heroin, this dude.
Oh shit. Did he die?
Yeah, he did. But it was my friend's one of my good friends, older brother.
He hit you with a baseball.
I don't think
he was 10 years old, OD'd on heroin.
But I know he it really upset him. He cried. I was like, he cried? He's like, yeah. And I was like, ha, at the time. This is before he died.
Yeah,
so,
before he died. Obviously.
But it's weird. There's all these connections. And I think baseball's when you start making connections. You start realizing that baseball isn't just a sport, it's like a business. I mean,
yeah.
I still remember some of the kids I played with. Do you know what I mean?
I don't
like I still know the coach. Really?
No, nobody.
Okay.
It's also about repetition. That's one of the things that if you're going to hit a ball, you got to have a lot of chances to do it. And in a game, you don't have a lot of chances. Like, you can't practice. It's the same thing with most sports. You have like a couple shots to do what you need to do. And I feel like if I was given more pitches, I would have been a better hitter. It's like those father and son things. Like, if I'm ever going to go back to being a 10-year-old, it's like the sepia toned images in my mind should have me playing baseball with my dad. Like, but they don't. Like, maybe a couple times. So it's like,
well, you can get into other sports. I mean, it's not like it has to be baseball.
True.
Baseball happens to be the one.
But that was the one that was emphasized, especially since my grandpa played pro ball. He played.
Did he?
Yeah, he played for the Athletics. He's major league.
Major?
He
was major?
Yeah, for a couple seasons. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool, actually. What did he do? Do you know what position?
I don't even know. He didn't talk about it much because his manager died, and then he didn't have anybody promoting him, so he just kind of faded away from it.
Faded out of it?
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
you want to hear something wild?
What?
We had a teacher together who played minor league ball.
Molish?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you know? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, do you know he played in one of the only professional games where someone died?
That sounds like a fake name if you're going to give somebody a fake name.
Yeah.
So. Really?
Yeah.
Is that why he...
yeah. So, I think it was the other team. Okay. So, our teacher was pitching. He was a pitcher in the minor leagues. I don't know if it's AAA, AA, single A. I have no friggin' idea. Anyway, he was a pitcher. Good pitcher. They the other team was in the field, whatever his team's hitting. One of his guys hit a ball to like left center or something like that, and the two guys were converging on it, and they both yelled, "Got it, got it!" And the one guy usually kneels, and the one guy jumped.
Yeah.
They both kind of kneeled, and the one dude's knee hit the other dude here. Well, it just so happened to be this is a dude. Yeah, this is a dude who had a replacement knee, so it wasn't just a regular knee.
It's a titanium rod to his face.
Yeah, pretty much. So everyone was real still on the field, and I still remember my teacher telling me this because he was a funny guy. Like, he's like, "Haha, hey, let's talk baseball. It's so funny." And he's like, "Guy laid on the field, and paramedics came. Whenever they had people come, they had like people waving over. People were saying it didn't look good. He wasn't like breathing right." Anyway, they took him into the ambulance, and they said, "He'll be fine. We're going to take him to the hospital." It's like 10 minutes down the road. Well, there was another batter, and then there was an out, and then our teacher was up to pitch again. And he said it was the weirdest feeling in the world. He didn't want to be there. None of the players wanted to be there. No one wanted to be there. We didn't want to be there.
Not
so
a time for sport.
Yeah, like he just kept throwing pitches, just hoping the game would end. He said he didn't care if there were strikes. He didn't care if there were balls. He just hoped that the game would end. And it turns out the guy died in the ambulance on the way to that hospital.
Holy crap.
He died. It must have ruptured something, brain bleeding. I don't know. They didn't know it at the time, but I guess everyone could sense that something bad had happened there.
Yeah. Did you, there was a story recently, which will be not so recently when this podcast is released, but there was a little girl who was hit by a line drive, and I think the baseman that was nearest to the girl, he might have been an outfielder, he saw it, and when he saw it, like, the girl was like maimed by the baseball. He started crying and like had to be taken off the field. Like, he couldn't play.
The pitcher, I think, too.
Really? The pitcher too?
Yeah, I think. In fact, no, I don't think it was an outfielder. I think it was the pitcher who threw the pitch, or the batter who hit the ball. It was one of the two. Was crying and had to be consoled and had to leave like the field of play. The pitcher, whether he was the one crying or not, actually couldn't finish the game. He had to leave.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's an image. I don't want to show that, but
you can look around. Yeah, so that's the other crazy thing about baseball. There's no time limit. Um, it's the only sport without a clock.
She was
They,
hospitalized, Yankee Stadium, and
good. I'm glad she's okay. Oh, it was a Yankees game.
yeah. Oh, I just want to.
Baseball, you run into these.
It's a safety thing.
Yeah, they want to put nets up even further around everything, pretty much, which is kind of lame, but
Yeah, that's
probably worth it because you don't see a net anymore. Like they did it with the pucks in hockey because of the Columbus Blue Jackets. That kid who got hit by a puck, that kid died though. I don't know how old the kid was.
yeah. I mean, it took. It's sad that it takes that much to protect people from a game, but that was one of the things that like my parents always taught me. Like you keep your
Your
glove
head on
up.
swivel.
Like even if you're sitting and watching a game, like you're always watching. And we didn't even like sit in good
You're paying
seats.
attention.
It's like the chances of a ball hitting us is like almost nothing. But like
Right.
the people, yeah, they're planning on extending the protective netting to like
Yeah.
next to the bases, next to first base. So it's a sad thing. And you can instantly tell everyone who's watching this thing is like a little girl just got hit, and they all look away.
Yeah.
Like they don't even want to see it.
It's weird. They get people paid millions of dollars, so they almost have to finish the game in a weird way. Like
Oh, this is even old.
they don't
This
have
is
to.
another little girl actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that one was Yankee, but what the hell do I know? See, the other thing you're missing about baseball is that it's so universal.
Oh, this
what I
is in
was talking
Houston.
about
That's
earlier.
why I heard about it. Another Yankees game. Anyway, keep going.
That's interesting. It was Yankees.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's so universal that like, and you might not be a Phillies guy, but like growing up, my grandfather listened to Phillies games on the radio. Anytime
It
I
is
would
one
see
of the
it,
games you can follow audibly.
because it's so slow.
Yeah. And the
There's
position
beauty
of
to
people
that. I mean,
lends itself to like
yeah,
your imagination of what could happen. It doesn't take much
yeah.
imagination to tell what could happen.
No, it doesn't. But there's different things that could happen
Yes.
because you're still hitting a ball. I mean, we haven't even talked about we've downplayed baseball, but you're throwing a ball 92 miles an hour and swinging a bat to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous that you would connect ever.
And the motion of the ball, the rotation, the way like the air breaks around it so that it dips or curves.
They have to decide within like 0.8 seconds whether they're swinging and where they're swinging. So they have to see the ball, figure out where it's going, figure out what kind of pitch it is, whether it's going to be inside the strike zone or outside the strike zone, where they want it or where they don't like it, and if the ball's going to dip, drop, stay straight, or try and blow by them.
Mm-hmm.
All in like less than a second. It's wild.
So there's the home run is
ridiculous.
definitively unique, I think.
Hottest thing.
Yeah.
It is. It's kind of cool.
And it's the one I don't know that many sports have like this celebratory like walk around the bases. Like you still have to walk around the bases, but it's just like it's a moot point.
So to score a run, you have to touch all four.
Yeah.
First, second, third, fourth. Home. So in a home run, it's automatic, but you still have to round
trot. Yeah.
Well, think of this. I mean, that makes sense. Why? Because you wouldn't run full speed. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
He's
You got an
sprinting.
automatic home run and you're sprinting. Who has the record for the fastest home run? I'm sure it's out there. It's someone just sprinting for the record. I would try and get the record. Fastest home run or fastest home run trot. I wonder what it is. It's got to be someone sprinting full out.
So, someone said the ball hung in the air. This is Rosales, Adam Rosales. The ball hung in the air for 5.5 seconds, and he sprinted around the bases in 15.9 seconds.
15.9, that's pretty good.
So for 10 seconds, he was still running. I guess it would take me 5 seconds to realize that the ball was actually out. Actually a home run.
That's wild.
And he broke his own record. So he did it twice.
Jesus Christ. My man just ran hard every play.
I'm gonna watch this one.
Go ahead. The worst is when players take a real slow trot, like a real slow trot, like how you like me now?
Yeah, a Babe Ruth trot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the time you're around second, he's still like full speed and he's just carrying his own momentum. And he's still like, I guess he set the pace and he didn't want to break the pace. He's getting high
Like,
fives.
let's keep going.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what the most exciting two things you can do actually are in baseball? Inside the park home run and stealing home.
Yeah.
Those are the two sexiest things you can do.
And then you're allowed to just like plow through the catcher.
You can. You better hope he doesn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, and he could probably F you up more. Maybe you got to stand still.
They say catchers like to come down on your hands if you slide hands first and go for the fingers.
Oh, break your fingers, really?
Oh, they'll try. Well, not necessarily break, but hurt your fingers.
Yeah,
hurt you.
Well, it could ruin your career. Yeah.
Baseball's weird like that, dude. I'm telling you, you're throwing a hard ball like 90 miles an hour. That's not unnatural. It's unnatural for a dude to do it with his elbows, his shoulder, everything.
Was it Randy Johnson? He's a big.
No, he was like 105. Did you see what happened to the bird? That's my favorite clip of all time.
What do you mean? Oh, he exploded the bird.
Yeah, he exploded a bird.
I love that.
The chances of a bird flying by during a Randy Johnson pitch, I don't know what the chances are, but it got hit and was killed immediately. It's one of my favorite clips. I love that. That's the most random thing that's ever happened. Do Randy Johnson bird slow-mo or something.
I'm wondering if someone kept the bird.
No one kept the bird because there's an X, a Y, and a Z axis. This bird can fly anywhere. It can go anywhere. It can do anything.
Killed a dove.
It was a dove? Okay.
Yeah.
A mourning dove, probably. It flies in the path of a 104-mile-an-hour fastball. That's It's the most insane thing I've ever seen in sports.
So is that a ball or strike?
Thing. I don't know, and I really want to know how they.
It's called a no pitch.
Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
So what do they do? Have them repitch? I guess.
Yeah.
That's wild.
What if they all missed it? He was just like trying to figure out how the ball's on the field.
That's the thing about baseball, dude. Like, there's fans interfere, fans grab shit.
For as statistical as it is, they let the ump decide whether it's a strike or not.
That's also weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Judgment call? And how old are umps? They're always like 27 and really sharp-eyed, right? Ooh, they're like 66 and like friggin' old as hell.
Yeah.
And like wearing a cage. They're behind a guy who's a catcher who weighs this much, and then they're looking over the batter here, and they're like, and they're very pompous.
I love the feathers. Just all the feathers.
Yeah, it just explodes into feathers. Isn't that ridiculous?
Oh man. Like the catcher just kind of backs away from the feathers. He's like, "Whoa."
What the fuck? He doesn't even know it hit a bird. He just sees feathers, and he doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, I like the bird is like completely stripped of all its feathers, and it just like poof, poof, like bounces on the ground. Holy shit!
What are the chances that bird showed up like that? So another thing that you don't like about baseball, but I respect the hell out of, is my dad played softball. Your dad played softball, or he was a hockey guy?
Hockey guy.
Through and through. Okay. So softball was cool because my dad was underhand slow pitch, right? He was the pitcher. He was the best pitcher in the league.
Oh.
You know why? A, because he actually struck dudes out. He still talks about when he struck dudes out. It's really hard to strike dudes out in slow pitch softball. My dad had a knuckleball, regular pitch. Dude, you don't even know this. Oh, my dad is definitely a jerk. My dad's ultra competitive. He used to wear a chain with a cross because he's Italian, I guess. I could still see my dad getting into a dust up with dudes where everyone's grabbing other dudes and going into the fence during the playoffs. And like, oh, dude, I hear bad words. Like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. And the other thing is, my dad was like, he could crank a home run anytime he wanted. My dad would step in there, and they're like, "Oh, it's just the pitcher," and he would just crack one. There are dudes who would come to watch these games, and then what they would do is after a softball game at Jardel, wherever they would play, they would buy a quarter keg or a half keg, and everyone who was watching the game, playing in the game, or like some of the other team guys would come over and they would all drink out of those plastic cups, and they would drink for like 2 hours. And as a kid, like I would play with the other kids who were there because their parents were there.
Yeah.
And 100%, I'm sure there could have been DUI laws in effect for these events. But as a kid, I learned to play with the beer ice because beer ice is different. It was like the little round pegs.
Yeah.
We all got our first taste of Rolling Rock. That was one of the ones.
Yeah, baby.
You're like, yeah, shut up, kid. Yeah, have some of this.
So I'm
And we
drinking
would
right
all
now.
go, ew, gross. Ew. And everyone would run around. You'd be like 6 or whatever. And then we would play on the playground still dark. And then we'd have to learn to pee outdoors. Like, you know what I mean?
Survival skills.
A little bit, but it was like, I didn't realize it then, but now I'm like, that was kind of funny, hilarious in retrospect. It's a little bit white trash baseball player,
Well, I mean, that's what you do. She's like, you bring beers, you drink. I think you're not supposed to drink in the dugout, but who knows? Who cares? You just have beers right outside, grab a beer. They complain.
Oh
just
my
walk
God.
away.
They would get so heated they would say terrible things to each other, like things that kids shouldn't hear.
Yeah.
And I was an 8-year-old kid, and one time a blue was squeezing my dad, aka like he was calling his balls strikes, his strikes balls. Like he was really, come on, dude, it's slow pitch, let him go. We're not calling everything a ball because like. And the other thing is, you know where the fence ends, where you're batting inside that batting cage,
Yeah.
and the fence goes up to here. If you pitch above that, it's called an illegal. You never call an illegal because you're going to like the top of that. That's it. They'd be calling my dad for illegals. They were calling my dad for balls when he was like, "Come on, Blue."
So you're talking about like the arc, like if you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't go above a certain level. It's called an illegal.
Huh.
I know that's considered a ball. So a blue, an ump, will go illegal and click his little friggin' thing. So the first time I was ever mean or rude or out of line in my life that I remember is I was like 7 years old, and they were squeezing my dad for pitching or whatever. And I remember I said it loud enough for the ump to hear, because that's the other thing about the damn sport, dude. You're always talking. Good eye. Come on, Richie.
Oh, God.
Pull one home. You gotta watch him first. Watch him
trying to
first.
fill the void.
Like just phrases.
Yeah.
But you're doing it. It's so fun, dude. Anyway, I said to the ref or the umpire, careful driving home, Blue. And he looked, and there was like a 7-year-old kid telling him to be careful driving home. And it occurred to me afterwards, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I was like 7 or something. And then other people were like, you gotta stop. Don't yell at the umpire.
Huh.
And looking back, I really hope that guy didn't wreck or, flip his car or Harley.
When was the last time you actually like swung a bat or threw a ball? Like a real, like you're trying to actually like.
Oh, like
not like wiffle.
Because I played wiffle with
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Mike, Ryan, and everybody. Okay. The real one.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 7 or 8 years, 10 years at this point.
Me too. I played in like a men's league, and it was only a couple games because I was just filling in, and like I was getting pissed because like I hadn't like actually hit a ball, so it's like you had to readjust to like your old body. Your old body is not the same as your young body, and like
you also haven't friggin' swung, so forget old versus young body. It's also
all your
timing
mechanisms, all timing,
everything's off.
How you see things. So like it was brutal. I was getting like pity phrases thrown at me, like, oh, it's all right. Oh, so like bad hits, and people are like, good job.
I love
like,
the banner, dude. Baseball banner's good.
I do remember prior to that.
Good eye, Dan.
Yeah, like a long time ago, like a dozen or so years, like playing in like just casually in college, and I don't know if it was like the difference of people. Maybe it was like they're mostly engineers, that they weren't that great. But for some reason, I could hit like almost home runs off my friends' pitches, and I like never. I don't know. Maybe they were like give me easy ones, but I don't remember ever being like able to almost drill it. So that was probably like the highlight of me playing baseball. Is just like that one time with my college buddies.
I mean, that's part because they're not trying to strike you out. Like they're not like purposely. I don't think they're going either or.
No.
It's like neutral.
I think they're
But
lobs.
you're also at an age gap where
You take it differently.
peak. Well, you're peak.
True.
You're probably peak athlete then, which is ironic because you said you don't have to be an athlete at all to play baseball.
Peak reactionary.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Eating all that.
You look sad there.
Just remembering baseball. Baseball's.
It's a shame it's a dying sport. No one's gonna play it when we get older.
Probably not. My kid likes it.
What about salaries? You got anything on salaries?
God.
Why?
How about look up Bobby Bonilla? Is he still getting paid?
Is Bobby Bonilla getting paid?
Well,
Is it B-O-N?
he retired about 10 years ago, and the Mets are still paying him. Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla.
Actually, this is last year. $1 million last year. I don't know if he's getting paid this year. He might be. Ending in 2035.
He's getting paid till 2035?
Yeah. When he retired, how much would he retire? He's 56 years old.
Hold on. Give me the contract and stats. This is incredible. Wait. So he was a Mets player who got a contract. That's insane.
I'm trying to figure out.
That's insane.
Okay. Bonilla was the highest paid player. I knew how to spell his name, so I must have remembered it. Highest paid player in the league, earning more than $6 million a year. And since 2009, he's been paid approximately $1.19 million by the Mets each year. And is the poster boy, blah, 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 blah. Deal expires, 2035. And he'll be paid $30 million for seasons which he did not play.
35.
He played up until 2001.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He stopped playing before we even graduated high school.
Wait. Hold on. That's impossible. How can you write a contract that
continues? So the contracts are fucked in baseball. They're stupid, crazy high.
And they're guaranteed.
Bryce Harper, right?
The next day.
Highest paid per season, was it
$350?
I thought it was $330. Wait a second.
Yeah, I think he's $330. That's
$330 million, 13 years. How do you buy someone for 13 years? And what's that breakdown to? 330 divided by 13. Has a prime number in it, so I can't do it. $25 million a year.
It is, but it isn't. Yeah, that's roughly it. That's a going rate for a best player in baseball. But I don't think he's playing like the best player in baseball, but that's a whole nother situation.
Even when like the numbers, like the popularity of baseball is declining, like the salaries are still ridiculously high.
It's about TV deals,
which are also fading, I think.
Phillies just got a new TV deal that's worth like some billion amount of dollars.
Nuts.
Okay.
Comcast?
Which is weird because I'm not sure. I'm not sure how TV deal works. I'm really in the dark. I just know that they have ridiculous TV money starting this year.
Comcast Sportsnet agreed a contract. 25-year deal.
That makes sense. 25-year deal? That's ridiculous.
What was the number? You thought it was $1 billion?
Billions.
Billions.
More than one.
I can't. 2.5 billion over 25 years.
There you go.
That's not so bad. It's 100 million a year. Is it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I guess that covers the salary.
I guess. Baseball. Like, we're missing the soul of the game.
Yeah, I think so. There is a tension in the pause. So when you have a great game, when a lot is on the line and things are set up, because there's like a lot of dominoes like set up, the time in between pitches is really intense. I've been at games where I've like felt like this is a big moment, and you can do a lot. Like you can have the time to savor it if it's like a long line drive, and like you have a full 5 seconds of watching that ball hang and hoping, and then when it goes out, the celebration time is that much more because you had that much time to linger. I think that's part of the essence, is that it's a slow playing game and you get to enjoy those moments if they go in your favor.
The entire city of Philadelphia, from 2007-ish to 2012-ish, was a baseball town. You could feel it in the air.
Who are the people on the team? Rollins? Jimmy Rollins?
Yeah, Jimmy Rollins.
Who you got?
Chase Utley.
Yep.
Ryan Howard. Oh yeah, I could name many more.
Like who?
Phillies. You wouldn't even know who the hell he is. Pat Burrell. You know who Pat Burrell is?
He's old.
Raul Ibanez.
Uh-huh.
Joe Blanton coming in, hitting a home run in the playoffs. What I'm getting at is we got to know the bridge to Lidge. What was this? J.C. Romero's 7th inning guy. 8th inning was Ryan Madson. Holy shit. Ryan Madson.
Did you have one of those books when you went last time? Did they give you one of those stat books? Like,
they
have
did. Yeah.
Current batting average for every guy, and then like you like mark it in for what they did?
Yeah.
They still do that?
You could. I didn't, but yes. Grab the book.
Get that little tiny pencil.
Yes, the little tiny pencil. The mini golf pencil.
Mm-hmm.
I refer to it as. When the Phillies were that good, people would say to each other, "Oh, Phillies all night, yeah, Dodgers. Oh, who's pitching? Hamels, nice." I would watch it or
try to watch it.
Most of it.
I don't think I could. I put the World Series on, but I couldn't really pay attention to it.
Now, if it's not my team, it's harder to pay attention. But that team, I probably watched like 80 games that year.
Huh.
Now, what do I mean watch? I mean watched 5 innings or more. Okay.
Okay. Half a game.
Not 9.
So you watched 40 games that year.
Well, I've also watched partials of other games.
Yeah.
I mean, add them up and whatever, blah, blah, blah. It was actually really cool to see like Roy Halladay pitch. Like you don't understand how good it was to see. Like he was a righty and he had this like, what kind of pitch was it? I think this was a sinker. But he was so good, probably the best in baseball at his time, that it was actually awesome to watch defense.
So does baseball have a cap?
Lefty. It's a soft cap. It's called a luxury cap. If you go over the cap number, you have to pay a luxury tax.
So like they were willing to pay the
Boston,
luxury tax
Yankees.
that year because they had such a good team, they're pushing it.
Who?
The Phillies? Did they go over the luxury tax?
I think they're at the luxury tax. They haven't gone over it. You can double check me.
What year did they win? 2008.
8 Phils. Oh, they were way under. Are you kidding me? The 08 Phils? They hadn't even signed Halladay or Lee at all. Their rotation was like Hamels, Blanton, Myers, Jamie Moyer, who was from Saturday. Jamie Moyer would throw like a 79 or an 82 mile an hour fastball.
So the opening day payroll for the Phillies was $98 million, covered by the TV deal they just made. Not really.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then the Yankees were like $209 million. And then the Florida Marlins were $21 million.
Florida Marlins. Hell yeah. I love them.
So that's insane disparity. And this is one of the things
in the sport.
I remember about the Flyers, Philadelphia Flyers, ice hockey before the cap. They would spend money like nobody's business to bring in all the talent. Yeah.
Yes.
And they, like the years right before the cap was introduced, they were amazing. You had all of the talent.
Of course.
And like your top two lines were just superstars. It was amazing to watch.
They're willing to spend.
Yeah. It's a sad thing to lose like that domination.
Yeah.
And it's also a sad thing to have a luxury tax to make it so that you could buy that domination too. Because there's certain markets that are just
a little sad,
unfair.
Right. New York and so.
Forgot what I was gonna fucking say.
Well, here, check this. We're kind of going off numbers and everything, which is great.
Oh, Moneyball.
Numbers? Oh, God.
So what was it? Billy? What's his name?
Oh, you almost had it.
It was his like a, damn it, Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Billy Bean. He has a soft last name. That's why.
Damn it.
So he had his little what was it? What was his name? Paul? No. What was his sidekick's name? Chubby guy in the movie. Essentially, I don't know what they call. It was a Paul Podesta. Yeah, it was Paul Podesta.
No.
Podesta.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Is that the dude from Frozen?
Michael Lewis's 1999. Yeah. So what? Sabermetrics? Is that what it's called?
Sabermetrics, yes.
Analytical principles. So he could analyze the game in such a way that you could, in certain instances, tell which guys would be the best. In certain instances.
Well, and then rate them versus their money. Too.
Yeah, versus their money. So you can get a team. What was the 1999 Oakland? Salary. Wait, I still have it open. I think maybe 1999. I don't know how far it goes back. 1999 payroll. Oakland 24 million, which is
wow.
The Yankees were 88
low
million.
As hell, dude.
It was
24 million's one player.
Sixth from the bottom in 1999.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they could pick up a whole bunch of players that could be good in certain roles, and they would just manipulate the stats in order to get them into situations. And they went from like what, last ranked team to like not the winner. I don't think they won, but they had the record for the most wins in a row.
Something like that. They had a lot of great metrics. Good on metrics.
Most. I'm trying to.
Because baseball has so many games, it lends itself to this numbers thing. And numbers have actually become romantic.
20 games in a row. That's the streak.
That's pretty good.
Was it ever beaten?
I don't think so. It was like Joe DiMaggio's hit streak. Will never be beaten. Actually, pulled this up earlier. Where was it?
Cleveland Indians had 22 in 2017.
Did they? God damn them.
Oakland A's had 20. What is this? The Providence Grays and the St. Louis Maroons had 20 wins too. In 1884, the Cubs had more. The Chicago White Stockings.
Oh, you're over here.
In 1880.
Yeah.
The Indians had 22 recently, and the New York Giants. I know I'm not making this up. These are some of the real names in 1916.
Here it is. The holy shit. All right. What? All right. Hold on. That's ridiculous. Okay. So the cool thing about baseball that you touched on is the numbers.
Uh-huh.
Most consecutive games played that will probably never be eclipsed
By a person?
Cal Ripken.
Oh,
Cal Ripken.
he had like 2,000 games.
2,632 games.
Yeah. Cal Ripken Jr., baby.
The Iron Man, baby. Highest batting average lifetime. Ty Cobb, 366.
Most home runs.
Pretty good.
Do you have that one?
No, but keep going.
I think it was Bonds. Was it Bonds?
It could be. Bonds did some
I think
ridiculous.
that was one of the first things I looked up, but I can't find that list.
Hold on. Most grand slams in one inning. 2. Fernando Tatis.
Same guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It was Barry Bonds.
So he
73 home runs in
was
2001.
it? Okay.
That's the whole roiding up. They started taking drugs in that period.
Yeah.
Like McGuire, Sosa, and McGuire again. All of them were like questionable.
Hold on. This is wild. It says most home runs World Series. Mickey Mantle had 18 in the World Series.
You wonder how skewed that is by history. It's like there's certain periods where you have no competition. It's probably like he was like 1950s through 60s ish.
19.
No, he's earlier than that. Mantle.
No. I think he was in the 60s, 70s range. I think, or 50s, 60s.
Mickey Mantle. He's definitely playing in 1962.
Yeah, 60s, 70s. I think.
Yeah, I don't know if he played.
The hitting streak is always comes up. Joe DiMaggio, 56 games.
That he always got on base.
Yeah, with a hit, not a walk.
We can't walks don't count.
Nope.
I guess he didn't give a shit. He's just like, I'm going to swing anyway. He's the highest paid player in 1950.
Average, highest batting average for a season. You ready for this? 424. Holy shit. Like, there's something romantic that baseball has the numbers are the magical thing. I mean, there's something...
If ever you love numbers more than me, it's in this instance.
This is the only time. And I'm not a baseball fan. I keep telling people this. I recognize baseball fandom. I've seen baseball greatness. I've lived a baseball championship. I think they're awesome. My kid wants to play baseball. I don't think he will. He sucks. I could be wrong.
I'd rather get him moving around some other sport.
I know.
Keep him busy.
Whatever he wants to get into, dude. It's not my choice.
That's true. Maybe it is.
Think of your
Baseball?
dad choosing for you.
Baseball? You sure? Gonna make you like it.
Like, my dad was a softball player. He drank beer. He had parties. He hit home runs that guys are still talking about. Like, baseball is... It's American.
It's average. It's somewhat enjoyable. It's a casual discussion.
It's the best.
With a little nap in between. Some excitement.
Baseball is cool because
you're waiting for the wave.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stand up and put your arms up. It's the wave. These more Philly stuff, huh? Is that from 10 years ago?
5.
Okay. When did they last win?
08.
They didn't win again after that?
No, they went to the World Series in 09 or 011, but...
That is sadness, isn't
4
it?
aces. Like, I can't even tell you. Matt Stairs home run. Jonathan Broxton of the Dodgers.
Broxton.
He throws like 100.
Does he weigh 300 pounds or something?
Yes.
That's the guy.
What?
He's the pitcher who weighs 300 pounds, and in the article they say Broxton, and in the next sentence they say Braxton.
Oh, really?
They couldn't get his name right. It's back-to-back sentences.
He's sweating profusely. He's like the best closer in the league. He gets like
so
104
hungry.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
And wait, type in Matt Stairs. Like Matt Stairs is just the most like. You're railing about this, how they're unathletic, and I agree with you. But Matt Stairs is like just like the everyman, dude. Matt Stairs.
He just got done eating a hot dog. He's ready to swing.
Yeah. Oh, drinking a beer and having a hot dog. Matt Stairs is a hero. Oh,
look
dude,
at that mullet.
Third YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Look at his third video. Matt Stairs rips one into the night, or whatever the hell the video is.
Matt Stairs rips one into the night.
Yeah.
That's a good swing.
There it is.
It's a good swing.
Holy shit!
Wasn't he not known for home runs? Or
no, that's all he did. It was a home run or nothing.
He couldn't do the what was that, Ichimura or whatever? He would like chip it in.
Ichiro.
Sorry, Ichimura's probably somebody else.
Seattle.
Yeah, that I give that guy respect. If he could control where the ball landed.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the other thing about baseball. I mean, you control where the ball goes. You have to plan where you're swinging. You have to think where you're going to hit. You have to judge what ball you're going to swing at. I mean, I respect the shit out of baseball. I don't even like it. You're making me defend it because you're not. You don't understand how this makes me feel. It's weird.
It's different because you don't expect me to hate something.
But
yeah, there's
my grandfather passed away, right? I think his dying wish, because he used to always tell jokes to me about Chase Utley, right? He would talk to me like he would talk up conversation, be like, "Did you see the Chase man on Wednesday?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, Pop. What happened?" He'd be like, "He hit a single and it went up here, and Chase man would come around the corner and say, 'Okay, I'm holding up,' and then talk to the ump and say, 'Hey, by the way, I'm taking off my gloves. I noticed you called a couple low balls on me. Was it really low?' And my pop-up was just fascinated with how Chase interacted with the umpires and interacted with the other guys. And there is a weird
mental game
because, yeah, and what you mentioned earlier, it's not done by a machine or no paint markings. It's an umpire. So Chase Utley, who is my grandfather's favorite player of all time and my favorite player of all time, and the only baseball jersey I ever bought. Buy a baseball jersey? I don't think so.
Old time, long time ago.
Did you?
I had like maybe a Crook, John Crook.
Did you have a Crocker?
One nutter.
Was he 01?
It was a while ago. There's also
No, his 01, his number.
I don't know that 01. I don't think John. I think it's like higher than that.
I could be wrong, dude. I don't know. 06, 08. It's like a under 10 number, I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
20 something.
Oof, way off.
28.
Did you have a 28 Croc jersey? That's pretty cool.
I think maybe.
So you were in love with that 90 team Phillies, 93, I think.
Where are you, John?
Again, numbers.
I'm trying to see why.
But it was just cool because...
Maybe not. Maybe that's incorrect. I don't know. I think the sport's dying because the way people absorb media is so fast now. And like...
Oh, it is.
If you're watching hockey, football, or basketball, there's a vibe. There's an energy to it that is very fast-paced.
Momentum.
And it's like understanding what happened, the analysis of it, it doesn't require you to like double check things. Like a replay will show you enough. But like baseball, you need like a replay with like You want to know how fast the pitch was. You want to see the box, like the box drawn on there, and whether it was inside or outside. I'm doing this with my hands right now. Whether it was inside or outside the box and it was strike or ball. It's like the whole decision making is based on that box that they put up on the screen when you're watching it on TV.
No, it's not based on that, because sometimes the ump calls it a strike, but then they show it and it's like, oh, that was a ball. Huh.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
But your decision making is based on something that's like computer assisted. So I think that's why it's failing.
Maybe. I think it's more the slow pace.
That's it.
Ultimately, there's something cool about baseball that it's so slow. Baseball doesn't have a time limit. You can be down 15-0.
Kruk was 19, sorry.
Okay,
and 29. He has 2 numbers. He wasn't good enough to have a single number.
I think he came back to the
Yeah. And he was polite enough to give up his number. Bad taste in your mouth. You ready to say goodbye?
It was a burp. I am. You also made me forget my last state.
I'm sure that it was quite a good one. That's all you got.
Baseball's a game of numbers, folks. Play your numbers. Make money. Hit home runs. That's what it was. Eventually, it's all going to come back to baseball. Why? Because it's going to be beautiful that there's something that doesn't have to be self-fulfilled every 5 seconds. Something that takes time. Something that you can be down 10 runs in the ninth with 2 outs, nobody on base, and win that game. It don't happen often. Sure as shit. But there's no time limit. You can take your goddamn time. It's all about momentum. It's all about when the last pitch goes. It's all about singularity. There's something weird that this is the most individual sport of all of them. Everyone else is like, team, team, team. This is like, frick, I'm a pitcher, you're a batter. Let's go mano y mano. Like, that's cool. Like, dude, you have a super powerhouse pitcher who closes games out.
Changes the game entirely.
And then you have a batter who's like a I hit everything batter. Going head to head. Has nothing to do with the first baseman. Who cares what the fuck the left fielder's doing? This is where the game's at. And I don't know that there's a time limit. These guys could spend 30 seconds just getting up to the plate, clicking their heels. Everyone has a little signature move. Everyone steps out of the box.
A little wiggle.
Everyone has, Where do you hold your bat? Up high? I'm a low guy.
Tappy toes.
I wiggle my butt. So what I'm getting at is baseball is totally losing popularity. It's totally stupid. It's totally not that fun. It's kind of boring. It's very slow.
There we go.
I don't disagree with those things.
Yeah.
But there's something timeless about it. There's something our older relatives love about it.
I could take a nap in the middle and still catch the end.
You're dissing it, but my grandfather loved it, and I don't know why, but I sort of do. It's more personal than the other ones. I don't know. So I will never love it. I will never totally follow it. I will never be a softball player like my father. I respect the hell of it. Good for baseball.
Okay.
Weird.
That's all right, Nick. That's all I got. It's okay. Completely average. I can't. The only aspect I love is hitting a baseball. Everything else is just superfluous. It doesn't matter. I wish you could just have highlights of people hitting balls, and that somehow summed up the game.
That's ESPN, dude. You're ESPN. Your generation.
That's not even my generation. This is a generation before mine.
I know.
It's been good.
Well, folks, we friggin' like you. We friggin' like you a lot. donate to our money
No,
fund.
don't. You don't have to.
No, don't. Just don't. Folks.
If Nick comes up with
You're
better
so
content, you can donate to our Patreon.
Ooh, if you want to be a special guest,
there's a fee. No. Send us an email. We'll discuss. So good night.
Good night.
We like you.
We like you a lot.